G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, today I'm going to have a new target, Ranty Flat Earth. Oh, Ranty just wanted to say thanks very much for telling Ruhif that he's the go-to guy for fixing errors, because in a meeting today at Wolfpack headquarters, he come into the meeting and he says, "Never fear, the fixer is here." Well, man, this guy's going to be insufferable now. Well, yesterday I spoke of Ruhif and his excellent video tutorial on how to analyze We See Too Far videos, and it was absolutely brilliant, went off like a packet of crackers, and he got a whole heap of new subs, so thanks guys for all those who subbed. One person who wasn't quite so happy was Ranty Flat Earth. Now he's out telling us that this is an old video by Taboo Conspiracy and therefore it's deprecated, doesn't mean anything anymore. Of course, I hope over on the original poster or re-mirror, which was called Casus Pathos, I hope he's put a message over there. I better go and have a look and see. Maybe he's already mentioned to this poster. No, he hasn't. So that will be fun to have a look at the damage control that Ranty Flat Earth is trying to do by saying that the Globies are doing damage control, and we're not really at all. And while listening to this hour-and-a-half long damage control session about Globies doing damage control, I did notice that both Ranty and Sleeping Warrior both said that Ruhif did a great job, had nothing to complain about. Well, that's very good, high praise indeed.
Now, I'm not going to say that his calculations are wrong in this case.
But of course the elephant in the room, or as I like to put it, the globe sign in the room, was this image here. And Ranty had this up for quite a while, but what he didn't seem to notice was, okay, this is a water tower, but how come the top of that water tower is so close to the surface of the water? The top of that water tower is supposed to be, what, 250 metres of elevation. I'm not sure what the lake elevation is, but it's not 240. You can bet your boots on that. And of course there's not a bit of looming in sight, not a mirage to be seen, Ranty, so I'm not sure where the rest of that's hiding at this point. And you can be sure there's no tidal bore in that lake either. So I'm not sure what excuse you're going to make next to that one. But speaking of looming, that brings me to my next little fun piece.
For the longest time, which is seeing a distant building and watching it be loomed up over something. Watching it in proportion being loomed up, not just a little portion of it or a little wave or a little bit of refraction here where it's just a bit of distortion. But I'm actually looking for a building in its entirety to be loomed up beyond the curvature of Earth, behind anything, behind a mountain, behind anything at all that they can do. The questions that I've asked to Ruhif in my question is that if you can see, if your horizon should be here, but you see all this extended horizon and a boat, how is that possible on your globe model? So through sickly teeth, he's going to put a video out, I hope, that's going to say that all this is being loomed up. Because that has to be their only argument. It's refraction. Everything that you see beyond this rock would be being loomed up. The boat, the water, everything is being loomed up. Yeah? But then I want them to prove it. Go ahead and prove it. Because you cannot have this extra water with the boat there. You can't have it on your globe model. It's either flat water or it's being loomed up. Now go and demonstrate that. Tony.
So Harry filmed this looming and documented it quite well. And he has the marine traffic data GPS positions, so there is no argument about that. Here he showed that on a rare day when the atmospherics were just right, you could see a ship that was 30 miles away. Now normally you would only see around 18 to 19 miles, which is the globe horizon given that Harry is at 250 feet elevation. So using the North Head Cliff as the second fixed position, you can easily see the change in position from a normal day to the special day. It rises up. Wow. On the 16th of September, Harry in Sydney was watching a vessel that came into view around behind North Head. This was a very interesting thing to see because the height of the apparent horizon had changed from what it normally is. Now if you have a look at the inset on the cliff, I've put in a little cut out of a view from the 7th, and it can show where the horizon normally sits. Now on the 16th, the horizon, when viewed by a P900 at full zoom, can be seen to be a whole lot higher.
Hello everyone, this is Harry in Sydney. I caught this boat at 11:13 this morning. Now you can see that usually the water on the headland is down here, but today the Pacific Ocean has decided to defy gravity and shoot upwards. It doesn't happen every day. Most of the time, most of the year, the water, the horizon sits somewhere around about this little notch in the cliff. Can you believe that boat is 30.13 miles out from my viewing position? You probably can't believe that, but that's what the GPS told me this morning from my viewing position. Okay, so that's what it looks like at 30 miles. 30 miles. Remember some of my other videos with 30 miles, you could only just see the little elongated smokestacks and stuff like that. Pretty weird, isn't it? But that's 30 miles out, guys. 30 miles.
How much higher, I hear you ask? Well, let's go count some pixels, guys. Well, Harry identified the ship as the Delsa. It's a bulk carrier, and fair enough, that's probably what it is, and it's probably coming into Sydney to load up. We know that the Delsa from marine traffic is 200 metres long, and from a clear side-on image we can count and scale and work out mathematically that the gantries are about 19 metres above the deck, and then using that information I can count and scale that the horizon shift to be around 38 metres. Okay, using a triangle calculator, that gives us a 0.045 degree angular shift, or 45 1,000ths of 1 degree. That's all it is, folks. Well, a 2000mm zoom lens is not exactly trusting your senses, is it, flatties? Could anyone see this by eye, I hear you say? I doubt it, I sure can't. So what caused that on the 16th of September and also on the 24th of August and way back on the 8th of April this year? What caused it? This is caused by a superior mirage. We see the ship above where the ship actually is. We know for sure that the ocean did not rise up by 38 metres. That would have been noticeable on the North Head Cliff, which is 76 metres high, pretty much exactly eye level with Harry. Harry, at 76 metres, would have also noticed his new beach frontage appearing as all that water was busy seeking its own level. So how can this happen, I hear you ask? Well, let's have a look at Dan Joss. He is demonstrating how to use liquid nitrogen to create a hot air, cold air temperature gradient and allowing the light to bend over the curve. And that reveals what's behind the curve. So that's a brilliant little demonstration. I'll play a bit of it for you here, just the good bits. And thanks very much, Dan Josh. This is a really good little demo. So this is a large thermal gradient, and it's over a very small distance, but it's not too dissimilar to what we're seeing here on Harry's water. It's a much smaller thermal gradient, but over a much larger distance. We can see from the weather in Sydney, reported by the Bureau of Meteorology, that on both the 16th of September and the 24th of August, there was a colder, moister air pushing in underneath the hot, dry air. And just like Dang Joss, the cold air at the surface and the hot air above it, that gradient was enough to bend the light around the curve.
Just to show my viewing position, where it always is, coming from my window in my sunroom in Mossman. Okay, it's just to show the height of the water. And look, here he is sticking his nose around the end of the headland. Her nose, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, sailors. 30 miles, and it's all there. 30 miles, and the whole of the boat is there.
Here you go, Ranty. Crystal clear, no distortions, no jumping up and down, just a vertical shift. You can see the difference from one day to the next. It's being loomed up. Do I need to be any clearer? It's being loomed up. You can see it's raised up in apparent position. It's being loomed up. Finally, Ranty, as I've done just as you have asked, maybe you can shed some FE insight into this question. Now, given that Harry's camera is at 250 feet and the top of the North Head Cliff 3 miles away is also at 250 feet, and I do have the survey mark data to prove that if you're worried about it, why is the horizon so low down on the cliff? So if I show you Walter Bisland's excellent globe Earth calculator, which of the two models match what we're seeing in reality? The FE model or the globe model? Do I have to provide the answer? It's a globe, in case you didn't figure it out. So what do you say about that lot, Ranty?
This is perfect proof of a curvature of the Earth, yeah?
Ranty proves the globe. globe, he proves the globe. He's a great globe prover. Proves the globe, he proves the globe. He's a great globe prover. And his friends, they don't talk to him anymore, because he debunked the video where the woman picked the book up off the floor. He filmed a boat going over the horizon, and all his friends could do is cover the horizon and cry. You'll never know how hard it was to find something to rhyme with horizon, but I think I got away with it. And Ranty still proves the globe, he proves the globe, he proves the globe. He's a great globe prover. He proves the globe, he proves the globe. He's a real globe prover. Ranty, come and sit with me. I'll give you some of my NASA show money. He proves the globe, he proves the globe.